sexy faces. Welcome to the Institute of Contemporary Art. Here, the prices. Super excited about this. This is in Queens. It's a MoMA. It's a hidden treasure. Nobody really talks about this MoMA here, so I'm hype. Alright, so the first thing I see here is this Rashid Johnson stage, which is closed because of the pandemic. There are microphones on different various heights. Kind of sad about that. Check out this Niki Saint fountain though. Like, you guys, you know how she's always doing these art projects, and look at these stained glasses where I'm like, it has a lot to do with like women, fertility, birth. The water's coming out of her boobs. Like, hello. She did a stay, like a building in France where you exit out of the vagina, and she was like, it was like giving birth to the audience. Amazing. So just wanted to show you guys the gravel because I thought it was kind of cool. Love this picnic area. I'm not sure if you can actually sit here or how many people can actually sit around here, but thought the idea was really awesome. Here's a little information about the stage. So sad that it was closed though. All the microphones were like sealed up. But if you can see, they're in various heights and stuff. Check it out. I'm thinking maybe by September they'll open up. Who knows? Maybe not, you guys. This was a little box. There was nothing in here, but I thought it was pretty cool. So a cool tip is I used to work here many moons ago. It's like one of my first jobs after summer youth. And I'm just really excited to be here. I haven't seen it in over 15 years. So this was so new to me. I couldn't believe how it looked. There used to be a slide that would come down from the 3rd floor into the main entryway there, where like the landing was like at the steps. So cool. And this is like a little brief history of PS1 and the MoMA, and like shows you all the different exhibits and like changes throughout the years, and I guess faculty and stuff that has worked here. Where's my picture? Where's my picture? No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I did security and did like coat check. I had like a black PS1 shirt with PS1 written in white. The memories. I thought it was so cool working here, you guys. Sheesh. Look at the lighting in here. Look at these windows. So for the health of the visitors, all fountains are closed. Dun dun dun. We're not giving out cooties here, okay? I want to be well. Gregg Bardowitz. Sheesh, I butchered that last name. But you guys, check out these self-portraits. I love that. I admire like self-portraits. I suck at them. I have maybe like 2 that were done because I had to do them for school projects. So these are really cool. I was watching an interview about him and about these like columns of text, and he was talking about how he had a problem like writing essays and speaking and even reading through stuff after his mom passed. And he started doing like these 10-word haikus. They were all nouns. So there's 10 columns full of like 10 haikus that are written with nouns only. Really cool. Really awesome. And it was really cool to find out like the backstory to it, you know. Along with the self-portraits, he also has some installations here that you guys are gonna see. But alongside that, there's some video footages that you guys won't be able to hear. But it talks about his activism in the AIDS epidemic in the 80s and the 90s. It talks about how he was an activist for health and for harm reduction. So he did a lot of amazing work to bring some awareness to the AIDS epidemic. when there was a big crisis. It still is. It's just there's so much going on that it's not as talked about. But the awareness is still needed, very much so. These are some more of his haikus. This is where you start to see some of Gregg's structure, kind of structures. Now there was no information on this when I looked it up so much, but there was nothing. I think it's an elephant with its nose pointing up, which always means good luck. Well, I think so. I don't know. It also talks about sympathy up there, so I'm not sure. But thought this was awesome. Made with plaster and foam and tangible materials. I think he did this right here in studio at the museum. Thought it was so cool. Well, I think a lot of installations are done that way. Scratch that. It was a video I saw where he talks about this other structure that you guys are gonna see. But the haikus were really awesome, and I really enjoyed watching some of his video, even though the audio was super low. Now, alongside all this, there was an awesome library that showed a collection of the books that he kind of looked over a lot, and he has collected throughout the years, but he said it was his prized possession throughout the pandemic, throughout one of the videos that I was watching. And this is an amazing collection of books. I don't have nearly as much books, but I'm definitely going to be doing a video on how I acquire a lot of my art books for cheap, from going to flea markets to thrift shops to yeah, you guys, collect some books. Reading is fundamental, and if you can't get away anywhere else, as soon as you open a book, you can get away, and you can learn so much. I was blown away by this collection. As you can see, I couldn't step away. So if you have the chance, listen, if you don't have enough for the admission, you can also just give a donation. So you guys, there's no reason for you guys to not come here. You can give $1 and still come see this art. This is beautiful. This is some of his younger self-portrait. Photographs, self-portraits. The selfie before the selfie. He traveled a lot, and I did say, he was an activist. So this was his family that he built for himself, and it was just photographs of them, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, I enjoyed that. It's kind of like the Instagram before Instagram, right? Who would know you get so much joy out of looking at somebody else's pictures? What? Look at that. So cool. That looks fun. There were a lot of people here, which is exciting for MoMA, because you guys need to come out more, see more art, step outside, there's no reason to stay at home, and unless of course you prefer seeing them through my lens, then stay home and watch my videos. No, but I'm all for going out, getting some inspiration, and looking at how other people live their lives, and how art is expressed in so many different ways. This is another interview that was on there. Now, I watched a video on this. There's a different name for it, but play column is the one I can pronounce. So I thought this was amazing, because he said that he was inspired by the pandemic, and how it reminded him of the AIDS pandemic and all of the protests, and how all he could remember was all the ambulances coming, and all of his, not all of his, but a lot of friends and family he lost throughout the pandemic, and it reminded him very much so of the fight, and all of the protests, and all of the deaths, and everything that was going on throughout the AIDS pandemic in the 80s and 90s. So I'm gonna link all of that down below so you guys can check out that video, because it's really cool. It's way better hearing it from him, but a little a little snippet is that he's pretty cool, and love that. And he was also like mimicking the shadow works of other artists, and he talks about that in the video a little bit. And I think it shows a little bit of the making of that and how he used plaster and foam. And this is some of his pictures from his activism. Really amazing. Now this vintage derby car right here, this shit is powerful, you guys. Like, okay, so this car was built to like bring awareness to the AIDS epidemic, right? And it talks about how like by 1980, 32.7 million people have died globally from AIDS-related illnesses, okay? And 75.7 million people have died by 2019. That was only 2 years ago, so God knows what the number is now. So when I'm talking about awareness, hello, safety, this shit is real. Fuck a mask, you guys. Like, I'm just saying, please protect yourselves. And it's not to be like narrow-minded. This is the everybody disease. Anybody can get it, you know. So scary. And the stickers on this derby is about like all the pharmaceutical companies, highlighting the main ones that were not helping those in need of medication they couldn't afford to keep them alive. Did you guys peep Pfizer though? Now, Homeroom was another powerful exhibit. This is a collaboration with the Black Trans Liberation and Qween Jeann, and it's a memoriam deliverance full of admiration, and it's supposed to be a sacred space. It's beautiful, and wow, it's like an altar, and when you walk into the space, it's so powerful because it takes over all of your emotions. And they showcase a lot of the trans lives that have lost their lives, and there's nobody there that's like under 50. Nobody, you guys, which is ridiculous. And the Black Trans Liberation works a lot with the homeless youth, the trans community, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful space that they have collaborated and brought together. So a lot of the things that stand out to me here are the butterflies, the candles, the photographs, and the drapery. They really set up a beautiful ambiance in here. They should be proud of. This is another room that was kind of set up with more photographs. And I think it was more of a reflection room for you to have a seat and sit down, because there was no video actually playing. But I think it was just a space where you can have a seat and reflect on all the pain that the trans community has endured. This area kind of explained a little bit about how the flowers meant life and death. The lights reflected spirituality and worship. The photos stood for reflection and remembrance. The butterflies were transformation. Beautiful exhibit, definitely a must-see. Up we go to the last exhibit because the second floor was closed. Now we're at the Niki Phalle. Listen, you guys, not my pronunciation. I'm sorry, they suck. I'm horrible with names. So Niki, I apologize. But this room is dedicated to miniatures of like real life structures that this woman has created. Like, you guys, this is like a 3D sketchbook. Do you understand? This is like showcasing a bunch of like miniatures before she made them into like, those were fountains that she made. Like, these were massive buildings and slides that she made. Like, it's bananas, like the massive amount of work and her usage of like First of all, I'm a Pisces. I glitter. Like, everything that glitters, I'm for it. I'm a fish. So, the glitter, the glitz, the glam, the mosaics, the mirrors, like, the primary colors. Yes, baby. All of those textures, like, ¿quién dijo? I'm here for it. All of it. This is absolutely stunning. Like, she's the ultimate Jane of all trades. Like, how do you go from doing this, like playing with ceramics, playing with clay, to like making real life structures? Money. That's how. Money. Lots of money. I was watching a video where she talked about that. She was like, I want to become rich because I just want to create, and I want to create more and bigger. And she did. Look at that. These are real life structures. Like, this is insane. And she breaks down how, like, these are like the blueprints, like the step after the blueprint, after the little sketch out that you doodle on a paper. Amazing. Like, I would love to go to, like, she's from France originally, but she like branched off into New York. Look at these tarot cards. But amazing pieces like in Italy, France, Paris, Israel, all around the world. But those are where they're like the massive structures. Look at this hallway. You guys, if you're enjoying the content, you already know, smash that like button. Like, it don't cost a thing. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, baby. Así mismito, oíste. Take that, take that. Look at this altar. Now, I say Jane of all trades because from mosaics, like I said, to clay, to like altars, she was at one point hiding like pockets of paint behind canvases and shooting art, because she was talking about in a video that I watched on how she like wanted to create these machines that painted. Like, what? Yes. Here I am thinking I want like a bigger brush or some shit. And she's shooting paint and like spray painting shit gold. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm loving it. It's bronzed. Yeah, about that. But do you see? Look, this is where she was giving birth to the audience, and like, there's a video that shows her building this, and it's just ridiculous the amount of work that she put into her work. Yeah, about that. Don't judge that at all. Yes, and she comes in guns a blazing, bullet, bullet, bullet. Look at that. That looks fun. I wonder what kind of canvas she used and how many layers did it take to do that. So cool. And look at these babies. Look at those structures. Like, those little soldiers. They remind me of, ¿cómo que se llama? Stickman. Look at this lamp. He's a street artist, by the way. In New York. I'm sure he's everywhere else because he's the shit. Look at her jewelry. Like, her perfume, there's still some out there. I've seen some on like Poshmark and Mercari for like $250. Beautiful. Those silk scarves. Yeah, like, I want to go visit one of these buildings. Sheesh. Gotta get that passport stamp book up. For real, for real. Look at this sexiness. Wow. I'm loving it. And you see all the holes and like room for light to come in. Yes. Give me those Dada vibes. No, not even Dada. That's like Bauhaus. Yo, you guys, do you see this? This is so cool. Don't watch TV, oíste. Turn that shit off. Now, I love this piece right here, but it reminded me so much of the pandemic. I was like, it's COVID all over again. It took over my piece. Look at all those beautiful, vibrant primary colors. Sheesh, being dulled out by death and shit. That was terrible. Now these are beautiful. These are moving pieces. They look so cool and abstract when you walk into them, you know? It just shows like the diversity in all of her work. To go from moving pieces to actual like art on canvas to shooting stuff to ceramics to buildings. I'm amazed. And there was some video there showing her work too. You guys, thank you. I hope you enjoy PS1 as much as I did. Like, come visit them. Show them a lot of love and support. This is like the unspoken of MoMA in the heart of Queens. Well, I wouldn't say heart of Queens. I don't know Queens like that. I'm from the boogie. But thanks for checking me out.